Hey Reddit, I need to get this off my chest. It's been a wild ride, and I'm still processing it all, but I want to share my story with you, raw, real, and unfiltered. It's 2025 now, and I'm typing this from a beachside cafe in Bali, sipping coffee while my laptop hums with notifications from my blockchain platform. Life's good, but it wasn't always like this. A year ago, I was a programmer at Kraken, pouring my soul into their smart contracts, only to get kicked to the curb during their massive 2024 layoffs. This is the story of how I turned betrayal into fuel, built something better than they ever could, and found freedom on my own terms. It was October 2024 when the news hit. Kraken was cutting 400 employees, 15% of their workforce. I was one of them. I'd been with the company for 3 years, grinding away on their smart contract infrastructure. I was the guy debugging transaction bottlenecks at 2 a.m., writing gas-optimized Solidity code, and dreaming up ways to make their platform faster and more secure. I wasn't just clocking in and out, I believed in Kraken. I thought we were building the future of finance together. So when the email came, cold and corporate, telling me my role was no longer aligned with strategic priorities, it felt like a punch to the gut. I still remember sitting in my tiny San Francisco apartment, staring at my laptop screen, the words blurring as my eyes stung. 3 years of late nights, skipped weekends, and we're a family, pep talks from management, and they didn't even give me a call. Just a generic email and a severance package that barely covered 2 months' rent. I was angry, furious, really, but more than that, I felt betrayed. I'd given them everything, and they treated me like I was disposable. For a week, I wallowed. I doom-scrolled X, ate too much takeout, and questioned whether I'd wasted my career. I'm not proud of it, but I even drafted a bitter post on X titled, "Kraken screwed me over." I didn't post it. Instead, something shifted. I was done feeling sorry for myself. If Kraken thought they could toss me aside without a second thought, I'd show them what I was really capable of. Not with a rant, not with a lawsuit, but with code. I decided to build something that would make them regret ever letting me go. The idea came to me in the shower, of all places. I was replaying the layoff in my head, fuming about Kraken's high transaction fees that freelancers and small businesses were constantly complaining about on X. I'd seen the posts. Kraken's eating 3% of every transaction. It's killing my margins. Or, why is it so expensive to move $50 on their platform? As a programmer, I knew those fees were baked into their bloated infrastructure and outdated priorities. That's when it hit me. I'd build a blockchain platform for microtransactions with zero fees, designed specifically for freelancers and small businesses, the people Kraken was pricing out. I got to work that same night. I pulled up Visual Studio Code, cracked open a Red Bull, and started sketching out the architecture. The goal was simple but ambitious, a Layer 2 blockchain solution that could handle thousands of microtransactions per second, with no gas fees, built on a scalable sidechain that could integrate with existing wallets. I chose Rust for the core because it's fast, safe, and perfect for blockchain's low-level demands. For the smart contracts, I stuck with Solidity but optimized the hell out of it to minimize gas costs on the mainnet. The front end would be a clean React app with Tailwind CSS, intuitive enough for a freelancer to use without a PhD in crypto. The coding process was my therapy. Every line I wrote was a middle finger to Kraken. I'd stay up until 4 a.m., blasting lo-fi beats through my headphones, debugging consensus algorithms and stress testing the sidechain. My apartment became a war zone of empty coffee mugs and post-it notes with scribbled ideas like, optimize mempool, or check sharding scalability. I was obsessed. The betrayal fueled me, but so did the vision. A platform where a graphic designer could get paid $10 for a logo without losing $1 to fees, or a small business could accept crypto payments without worrying about transaction costs eating their profits. There were moments of doubt, though. Around 2 a.m. one night, I hit a wall with the consensus algorithm. My proof of stake mechanism was choking under simulated load, and I couldn't figure out why. I was sleep deprived, my code was a mess, and I started spiraling. What if I was in over my head? What if Kraken was right to let me go? I took a walk around my neighborhood, the San Francisco fog so thick I could barely see the streetlights. I told myself to quit whining and get back to work. By sunrise, I'd rewritten the algorithm, using a hybrid of delegated proof of stake and sharding that could handle 10,000 transactions per second. That breakthrough felt like a high I'd never experienced. By December 2024, I had a working prototype. I called it FreelanceFlow. It wasn't perfect, but it was real. I deployed a testnet, invited a few friends from the crypto community to try it, and watched as they sent $1 transactions back and forth with zero fees. The feedback was electric. This is what crypto was supposed to be. One freelancer posted on X. That's when I knew I was onto something. The next step was funding. I wasn't going to bootstrap this forever. I needed capital to scale. I polished my pitch deck, highlighting FreelanceFlow's zero-fee model, its scalability, and its focus on underserved markets like freelancers and small businesses. I reached out to venture capitalists who'd been vocal about crypto's accessibility problem. In January 2025, I pitched to a VC firm in Silicon Valley. I was nervous as hell, sweating through my hoodie as I demoed the platform. But when I showed them a live transaction, a $5 payment processed in under a second with no fees, their eyes lit up. 2 weeks later, I had $2 million in seed funding. With the money, I hired a small team, a Rust developer to optimize the backend, a UX designer to make the app feel like butter, and a marketing guy who knew how to hype it up on X. We launched the beta in March 2025, and the response was insane. Freelancers loved it. Small businesses loved it. Even crypto hobbyists started using it to tip each other for memes on X. By April, we had 10,000 active users, and by June, we hit 50,000. Every day, I'd check the dashboard and see thousands of transactions flowing through, $2 here, $15 there, all with zero fees. It was working. Kraken started feeling the heat. I saw it on X first. Posts complaining about their fees, now with FreelanceFlow as the comparison. Why pay Kraken 3% when FreelanceFlow's free? One user tweeted. Then the data backed it up. Kraken's transaction volume was dipping, especially in the microtransaction space. Their business model, built on high fees and catering to big players, was starting to look outdated. I didn't gloat publicly, okay, maybe a little, but inside, I was grinning ear to ear. In May 2025, I decided it was time to tell my story. I posted on X, titled, "Why I Left Kraken." I laid it all bare. The layoff, the betrayal, how their high fees were screwing over small businesses, and how I built FreelanceFlow to fight back. I didn't hold back on the emotion. I wrote about the late nights, the anger, the breakthroughs, and the thrill of seeing my platform take off. The post went viral, racking up thousands of retweets and comments like, "Kraken's shaking in their boots," and "This is why you don't underestimate coders." It felt cathartic, like I'd finally closed the chapter on Kraken. Now it's September 2025, and I'm writing this from Bali. FreelanceFlow is thriving, with 100,000 users and counting. We're integrating new features, like fiat on-ramps and multi-currency support, to make it even easier for small businesses to adopt. I'm not chained to a desk anymore. I travel where I want, when I want, Bali today, maybe Tokyo next month. My team runs the show, and I code when I feel like it, not because I have to. The platform's open source components mean developers worldwide are contributing, making it bigger than just me. But here's the reflective part. This journey wasn't just about sticking it to Kraken. It was about proving something to myself. The layoff made me question my worth, but building FreelanceFlow showed me what I'm capable of. Every transaction on the platform, every freelancer who gets paid without losing a cent, feels like a small victory, not just over Kraken, but over the part of me that doubted I could do this. Sitting here, watching the sunset over the ocean, I realize freedom isn't just about money or travel. It's about knowing you can take a hit, get back up, and build something that matters. Kraken thought I was just another coder, but I'm so much more than that. And now, the world knows it too. Thanks for reading, Reddit. I'd love to hear your thoughts, or your own stories of turning setbacks into wins. What do you think of FreelanceFlow? Should I keep tweaking it, or just enjoy the ride?